Go.
Gentlemen, what's happening?
What's happening?
Nothing. I've never used Barbasol.
You must have once by accident, at least. Especially when you travel. They got those good little traveling bottles.
I usually bring the electric, clipper thing, but maybe I'll try Barbasol now because of you guys.
There it is. One customer.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, there you go.
What have you seen from Tom Brady as the Rams getting ready for that matchup this weekend?
Scary. You guys know this from talking to coaches or, coaches talking to you. When you hear that word poise, the first time you heard it, you probably didn't know what it meant. But as you get older, you start to get it. And watching Tom Brady perform and in that offense and how he does it, how he moves linebackers, how he manipulates safeties, how just the simple flip of his shoulders can get an entire defense to overcommit one way, and then he'll run the ball back the other way. I mean, there aren't that many people, living or dead, that have played as much football as Tom Brady, professional football. So he is above all. When you watch him, he's unflappable. Nothing a defense throws at him seems to rattle him. The only thing you can do is really beat him up physically, but, the league won't allow it, and he won't allow it. So he's about the best there is. He's a tough matchup for anybody. I can care less how good your football team is.
I think I know the answer to this question, D'Marco, but I need you to answer it anyway. What has changed for the Rams as a team right now?
No, number 9, Matthew Stafford. See, I have to stop myself. It's Matthew, not Matt. But Matthew Stafford, I think he might be the best Rams quarterback I've seen, definitely as a broadcaster. I started this job in 2008. But it's just, as a franchise, you got to go all the way back to Kurt Warner, to where a guy has inspired so much confidence by the work he puts in, the stuff you see in practice, when you can see him, lace these deep balls in with accuracy, or, hit guys in stride in practice on crossing routes, and then he carries that over to a game. It's a confidence you have when you have a quarterback like that. So he has absolutely changed everything here. He's changed it for Sean McVay. He's a lot happier. He's a lot more personable. It seems like there's no internal battles going on. He really enjoys being on the grass with his quarterback and talking about football. So Matthew Stafford's presence and his emergence into this offense has meant everything to this 2021 version of the Rams.
D'Marco, what do you expect to see from this Rams-Bucs matchup?
Oh, God. Pretty much what we saw last season, I believe, when the Rams got away with one, picking off Tom Brady a few times. It was a very uncharacteristic game out of him, but it was a great game by the Rams. So same thing. I mean, it's going to be a head-to-head matchup. Probably who has the ball last will have a chance to win the game. But, yeah, when you look at the matchups on either side, there's a lot that favor the Bucs. There's a lot that favor the Rams. So this will be a titanic matchup in Los Angeles. So I can't wait to see it. It'll be fun seeing Tom Brady on one side of the field, knowing that you have at least somebody that's closer to him at quarterback for the Rams.
D'Marco Farr, Rams radio analyst on ESPN 17 LA, joining us this morning on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. D'Marco, so when you look at the Rams in skill position-wise with Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, they don't get the same Jefferson. They don't get the same accolades and respect as other trios, duos in the passing game across the National Football League. How good and reliable is Kupp and Woods?
Oh, they're great. And, I almost like it that they don't get the universal love because it keeps them hungry. Not that they need it. Robert Woods is, to me, I think he's one of the best football players on this team and probably in the league. I mean, just calling him a receiver doesn't do it justice. I mean, right now, and this is not hyperbole, I think he might be the Rams' third best running back on the football team. I mean, running back, and then receiver, he's obviously one or two there. But Cooper Kupp the same way. I think there's more there for Cooper Kupp. You saw that in Indianapolis. I mean, you can actually feed him the football, just jam it to him 10 times, and he'll make something happen. He'll make a big play happen. I think he is grooming himself or being groomed into a quote-unquote number one receiver. But I kind of like it that they don't get the love. because it keeps those two together. They work well in tandem. They're great on combo routes. They're a problem. And they block for each other. To me, that's a sure sign of guys that respect each other. So once you start adding that Deshaun Jackson explosive angle to the mix, I think this receiving core has a chance to really jump off the page. But just those two guys, Woods and Kupp, are enough to give any secondary fit.
When you talk about outside zone blocking scheme and everything, you need a receiver to block. That's Robert Woods. Everyone says it. Football player, overall football player. D'Marco, I look at this game, Bucks at Rams. I think the pressure is actually on the defending champs. The Rams are not supposed to be all the way there yet. This Stafford's still getting getting the feeling for the team, the whole thing. Brady's been in the system already. He's been in for over a year. They're supposed to win. They're favored, et cetera, et cetera. If the Rams lose, well, we can learn from this. But what if they win? They have so much to gain in a win. What does it mean for the Rams if they win this game?
Totally. I get you on that. And by the way, Robert Woods, one of the best football players on the team. The next guy or above him might be Jalen Ramsey. I think that guy could literally play every position on defense except for defensive line, or at least inside the tackles. I think if you let him loose off the edge, he could be a problem. But I think it might be just a smidge too early. I see where you're going with that, Max, but, I mean, we're only talking about week 3. If this was late November going into December and, you start putting Y's and X's next to football teams as far as playoffs and clinched division, then the pressure might be more on Tampa because they're defending champs. Defending a Super Bowl championship, I don't know. I don't have to tell Key how hard that is. You're everybody's big game, but I think this is just a matchup of two teams that are playing very well early. I don't think the loser of this game is out of the Super Bowl race, and I don't think the winner of this game should be crowned champion. But it's a great matchup of two teams that are playing really, really well, really, really good football right now, and two quarterbacks that have basically been on fire early in the year.
D'Marco, I'm not jumping for joy about the Rams' defense right now. I think that they're missing something. What is that something that they're missing other than Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald?
It's coming. It really is, Key. I think the secondary outside of Jalen Ramsey could be a little bit better. Darius Williams got a lot of work last year, and he really performed well, put himself in a position to make a whole lot of money at corner. I think that the secondary under Raheem Morris is still coming around. But here they are at 2-0, and here they are still having given up big plays with teams that are trying. Well, I guess Indianapolis tried, Chicago didn't. But the defense as a whole is really playing gritty-gutty football right now. So, and even offensively, Matthew Stafford and Robert Woods and Deshaun Jackson and the offensive line are still trying to get on the same page, but here they are 2-0. I could say the same thing about the defense. There's been some issues in the run game. There were some issues in the pass game, but here they are at 2-0. And if you saw that game in Indianapolis, those goal line stands, that Rams defense in goal-to-goal situations was inspiring. I mean, really, it made the hair stand up on the back of your neck how hard they wanted it. And at the forefront of every charge, when it mattered most, was 99. So it's not just about pass rushing or breaking records or getting sacks. This dude is doing the dirty work. He's blowing plays up. He is leading this defense. So Raheem Morris, is up to him to get the secondary under control, make sure you get that communication going. But the toughness factor, your field general, you will go as Aaron Donald goes. And he's been out there on the field for the first 2 weeks about 97% of the time. So he's not saving himself for tomorrow. He is going to get it now. But eventually, when everyone starts to gel, everybody's defense is going to be exponentially better when that happens as the weeks go on. But this team is 2-0. They're fighting hard. So as long as they get it in the meeting room, they're definitely getting it on the field as far as toughness and intensity.
Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler, and now 710 LA, ESPN 710 LA's very own D'Marco Farr. Thank you, D'Marco. ESPN.
You got it, guys, man. Talk to you soon.
Hey, wait, hold on, D'Marco.
What? Oh boy! Oh boy! What? I know.
Please.
I know. We lost. We lost to Montana.
No, not only did you lose to Montana, which is horrible. I hope that you're not barbecuing ribs in the oven still. I just hope not.
Max, J. Will, every time I try to run off the radio show, I try to do it before Key brings this up. I went to school in Seattle. It rains a lot. So I have mastered the art of making ribs in the oven, and Key won't let me forget it.
I don't know
How do they taste? That's the question.
Who the hell makes
great.
barbecue ribs
If
in
it's
an oven?
raining outside, what you
Oh,
gonna
Make
God.
do.
What? Man, bye, man. Go.
with you,
See you
DeMarco.
later, DeMarco.
I didn't go to school in Southern California.
Living in Seattle, I get it. Bye. See you later.
ESPN LA 710 LA is a great station, by the way.
Yes.
He and I were both on that station.
But he's
for a long time.
barbecuing ribs in a damn oven.
Yeah. All right. Give a guy a break. What? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, presented by Progressive
Great.
Insurance. All guests join us on the Goodyear Hotline. Head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, Doc Rivers, answers the biggest question of the day. What's going on with Ben Simmons? That's after Jay has this from DraftKings.
It's been a great start to the NFL season.